This gentleman has some questions. Let's watch his video and then come back and answer them.
Why? Why are we supposed to believe that all the security advisors under Obama, when they say that Russia interfered with our election and that's why Donald Trump was elected, it was never a legitimate election, that's how he won, is because Russia interfered in our election. But now, Tulsi Gabbard is the director of national intelligence, and those same news outlets that said, believe us when we tell you that these security officials said that Russia did it. Now you're telling me that these other security officials who are now in charge, who are saying Obama was in charge of the Russia hoax and it was all made up, don't believe them? And these are extreme allegations. What? Why? Why are we supposed to believe any of it? Why are we supposed to believe any of it?
So he wants to know why we're supposed to believe the intelligence agencies under Obama when they said the 2016 election was interfered with. When now we have people like Tulsi Gabbard who are in the intelligence apparatus and the intelligence community, and she's saying that it was all made up. It was all a hoax. I don't know, maybe because Tulsi Gabbard was one of the people who said Russia interfered with our elections.
I think when you're talking about, and there's so many, I don't know, I'm kind of going in a few different directions here with these social media giants, how they're being misused to further certain agendas in different ways. But when you're talking about like these Russian troll farms that you mentioned, what is missing from all of the news coverage around this and all of the outrage about how this foreign country is trying to influence our elections, which is wrong and which the American people need to be aware of where this information is coming from, is the fact that and you're saying, why does somebody do that? Well, because this country does want to influence who we're electing, right?
Yes.
Like, we'd rather work with this person. We know that person's not going to be nice to us. The United States has been doing this for a very long time.
Sure.
In countries around the world, both overtly and covertly, through these kinds of disinformation campaigns, not even counting like the outright regime change wars, we're going to physically take you out. And I think it is very hypocritical for us to be discussing this issue as a country without actually being honest about how this goes both ways. So yes, we need to stop these other foreign countries, and Russia's not the only one, there are others, from trying to influence the American people in our elections. We also need to stop doing the same thing in other countries.
And people like Marco Rubio, our current Secretary of State, said that this happened.
Cyber tools were used as a means to an end. It isn't necessarily what we should be focused on here. What we're talking about here is active measures. The active measures taken by the government of Vladimir Putin to influence and to potentially manipulate American public opinion for the purpose of discrediting individual political figures, sowing chaos and division in our politics, sowing doubts about the legitimacy of our elections. So if you look at the situation we now face, here's the aftermath. We had an election where, after some intrusions into some state databases, there was the one nominee for president warning about fraud in the election. Then after the election, we have some on the other side questioning the legitimacy of the president-elect because of Russian interference. And we have the president-elect questioning the credibility of the intelligence community because of its findings. This sounds like a pretty effective and successful effort to sow chaos, to undermine credibility of our leaders and of our government institutions.
And Donald Trump himself said he accepts the conclusions of our intelligence communities. He and his vice president.
Accept our intelligence community's conclusion that Russia's meddling in the 2016 election took place. Could be other people also. There's a lot of people out there. There was no collusion at all.
Other nations certainly possess the capability. The fact is, Russia meddled in our 2016 elections. It is the unambiguous judgment of our intelligence community, and as the president said, we accept the intelligence community's conclusion.
So you ask why you should believe the intelligence agents that have told you that Russia interfered in our elections, because they've never wavered. These people have. These people went from this absolutely happened to this never happened, it was all made up, and it only changed. They only changed their position on this when Trump became a spotlight of the Epstein investigation, when it became a potential hazard for him to release information that the general public wants released. Those intelligence agencies, those intelligence community members have never changed their story. Trump and Rubio and Tulsi Gabbard and everybody in his circle, they have. You're choosing to believe people that once told you that this was all true, but only now that Trump is in a panic tell you that it isn't true. You're choosing to believe people who are lying to you.